A wedding, where personalities come together to create something timeless. Yet the whirlwind of planning can feel so overwhelming that couples often miss the chance to savor it. Through the eyes of couples from every corner of the globe, step back into their wedding day and relive the memories that made it unforgettable.
My name is Ian Smith.
And my name is Sandel Smith.
We've been together 27 years and got married in 2003.
This is our real wedding.
Yeah, the first night I met Sandel, I was actually had a rare night off. I was a bartender in Bermuda. It was a Saturday, so I was enjoying myself and dancing upon a speaker. And lo and behold, this gorgeous woman tapped me and said, "May I dance with you?" And the rest is the future.
When he asked to meet me again, I said, yes, if you can remember my name and the hotel I'm staying at, you can come find me. And then at the end of the night, I was going home in a taxi and this strange woman asks me my name and I'm like, excuse me? And she goes, that guy over there, and I see him getting in the trunk of a car, would like to know your name. And I'm like, sure, it's late. So I gave it to him. And he did come the next day.
It's a small island. We have small cars. There was 6 of us, and I was probably the smallest of them, so the trunk was where I got put. But it was a free ride home, so I was happy. Wow, that's young.
That is the first night we met.
Are you sure?
It's definitely the first week. It's the dress I wore the night I met you. And that is your shirt. That is our first night. Not very complimentary, but you were pretty cute. Look at all that hair.
Valentine's Day, I'm guessing.
Do you remember?
I'm guessing
I love this game.
That's when I first came to Canada to visit in February of '99. So it was our first Valentine's together. I'd actually won a jackpot in a poker machine, and decided what better to do with my money than to visit that girl I'd met in December. Probably first picture of me in a suit and tie too, outside of boarding school. We
were staying in a different hotel, and I surprised him on Valentine's Day. My friend that introduced us, I told her, she was super excited to hear he was coming. She drove 4 hours down just to set up our suites that I had changed our rooms while we went out to dinner. And she put rose petals all over the bed and did like the bathtub up with candles. And
I got in trouble after that night with your dad because you never made it home. So I was instantly disinvited from the family lunch that Sunday.
This is actually, I wanted to correct you earlier when you said, oh, that's the first time I've been in a suit and tie. You had a tie on, sharp pants, a nice dress shirt. I was blown away. So for me, I ran into him accidentally. That was during the week when he wasn't really with me yet. Oh my God, and we just kind of ran up to each other. Meanwhile, now that I know Bermuda, you run into everybody, everywhere, every day. It's so small.
So as part of my year's experience, obviously the bartending was more for money, and my actual work experience was working in one of the banks. I was in their trust department, and that was my lunch break right outside the bank. Happened into each other, but that's Front Street, Bermuda. I don't know where that is.
I think that's Bermuda too.
2001.
Those dates were never right. We went on a lot of hikes, whether it's Australia or Bermuda. We always looked to get away because we were living with people and stuff. Oh, those shoes. I think it is Australia.
Ah.
I wore them a lot. So yeah, I would guess that's probably one of our walks. Who took it?
That's a good guess.
Well, that's an easy one. That's
Well,
Bermuda.
that's Bermuda, but I couldn't tell you when.
That would be the summer before I went to England. Because that's definitely the summer. Maybe it could have been one afterwards. Been on and off that island now since I met him. So 26 years. I have a lot of these pictures, but it was definitely before engagement or so within the first couple of years of
Which
dating.
beach do you think that is? Yeah.
Warwick.
I would guess Warwick too. A lot of them look the same. It's the engagement photo. So that was quite a fun story.
I knew he was going to propose soon. So this was just before we were talking of moving to Australia. You know, Like we went ring shopping. So every day I was kind of hoping and wondering which day.
I had a friend who worked at Dolphin Quest in Bermuda, which is obviously one of those dolphin experiences where you can get in the water with them. And I'd prearranged that we would have our own little adventure.
And this day he said we could cancel it because I wasn't feeling very well in the morning. And once he said we could cancel it, I thought, oh, well, it's not today. And so it was a shock to me. Plus it was like 10 in the morning. Wasn't expecting.
So the pretense was that we would get in the pool. So they swam over one of the, 6-ring can holders, obviously saying don't throw these in the water, they can get around a dolphin's nose. There was another piece of trash. And then the third was a little blue chest, which contained the engagement ring. And I'll never forget Sandel thinking it was going to be a squid head or something, opened it, looking at it like that. And inside was the ring. And then, it was very nice to have that moment actually captured on camera.
That happened in September. We didn't go to Australia till the following January. So we did a bit more long distance again. And then we went to Australia for the year. So it was a longer engagement. We were engaged for 2 years. So the following year was Australia. Then we came back following November 2002, and we got married August 2003. So we had another long distance. It was just, we did what we could, and we would visit when we can, with many hours on the phone. Australia was definitely one of our favorite years, and that just solidified, yeah, okay, let's do it.
We knew we wanted to get married in Cape Breton. Obviously, it's a lot easier to transport my 3-person family to Canada than it would be for her much larger family to go to Bermuda. Her mom's family is from Cape Breton Island, so there's obviously a lot of ties there. We were between a few resorts, and we ended up choosing the Inverary Resort in Bedeck. It was very close to her family's cottages and a beautiful little town. I had very little to do with the actual planning. I also knew I had got the right person to do the job.
So we were really young still, none of my friends were married or anything, so it just wasn't a thing. There was no Instagram or all that. It was just magazines. So one day I went out with my sister, and literally the dress I bought was the very first dress I tried on. But even a year later, I went and tried them on in Australia, came back with friends and mom, and I still went back to that very first dress. And I thought, well, if I like it 18 months later, because I tried it on, I think, before I even got engaged, it would be the one, and I still have it.
I don't know, no life lesson learned, because you still go in and you still shop for hours and end up buying the first dress.
I felt better with my decision.
It was very simple. I was told what to get. So I knew it was going to be a tuxedo, and I was told a sage green was for the bridal party, my best man, etc. And I knew I was going to wear ivory to match her dress. So it was just a matter of pointing and saying, yes, that works. Very simple. It's the United Church in Bedeck.
The church looks so much larger outside
It
than
does.
inside.
And even in this video, it looks bigger than it feels
does.
when you're inside it.
There's probably only 6 people to a pew.
Yeah, those are all the overseas guests filing in. That's my Auntie Kay there, and she was my legal guardian when I was at boarding school in the UK, so very fond of that lady.
Yeah, remember, we almost didn't do it in a church. I wanted an outside wedding, but I didn't want to take the chance of rain. So I said, if it was rained in the resort, then I would have got married in a box, where this was easier to plan for. I remember being rushed to get the dress on, and my sister, because she had the newborn, wasn't able to do up my dress. So when I stare at that, all I see is my dress is too tight. It needs to be loosened. Jilly, Tara. I was fashionably late, 30 minutes. I blame my sister.
That was sweet that he was able to walk you down the aisle.
Yeah, it was one of the last. It's... I still can't get it out. It's just seeing Dad.
Obviously missing him. May he rest in peace. I'm sure he was very happy that he was able to do it.
Seeing your mom.
Yep, I do. It's very happy to see her in good health and smiling. Yeah, very happy that they were with us long enough to witness it.
That's why I like the video of all the happy moments we have. But it's nice because we've lost so many people.
It was a beautiful day that was, perfect for us. Almost forgot to kiss me.
We weren't allowed to kiss there. You snuck that in.
All I can remember is not wanting to mess up my my vows, just making sure I said the words properly.
Here comes Danielle, the one that made me dance with you. Suggested I dance.
It's all her fault.
We get to thank her in both ways.
Yeah, I'm sure I choked up a bit when I saw you. But also very happy that she actually showed up.
It's touch and go there. Just kidding. I was very happy to get out of that church. Your mom did all the pew markers. Her grandma's, that's Mama.
Had you practiced your signature?
No. You?
My name didn't change. So yes.
Well, I'm a girl, I doodle. Sandel Smith, yeah, I probably did, not even thinking about it. I used to write, I love Ian Smith.
I've seen the notebooks. Yeah, it was very nice to have the grandmothers there. Mine was 96, I think.
So this is one of my favorite things we did. I hate lulls when people get married. You don't know what to do after the church. So I got the harpist to play while we did our photos. And we fed them and gave them drinks and something to do.
It's a beautiful spot. And perfect weather day for us.
Yeah, we could have got married outside. Picture taking.
Yeah.
It was a nice setting.
That was a beautiful boat in the background. What was that? Was that
the Elsie?
Alexander Graham Bell's boat?
No.
The good thing is I can actually name 99% of those people still.
Oh, I think we could.
Oh, you could.
Yeah, my nephew, the ring bearer. He walks. It's a little emotional seeing the grandparents, because none of them are living.
No, it's nice for me to see my mom on camera, and I'm sure you for your dad.
That's the last time I saw Aunt Anne.
We had, what, 80 people? I know that picking the seats is always a challenge, but I think if you look, everyone's having conversations. There's 2 Bermudian contingent I had as friends, Daryl. Ricky's in the wedding parties. So you'll see him later, probably on a camera than we should. There he is, speak of the devil. Yeah, he was our MC for the evening as well. So I've known Ricky since, I think about 12. We started playing in the junior golf program. Been best friends ever since. Yeah, I can't say I specifically remember that moment, but that must have been when we walked in.
It was when Ricky misspoke us.
Oh, did he? That's
He was
right.
supposed to say, here's Mr. and Mrs. Ian and Sandel Smith. And he, my name or something. He did wrong.
Well, did you tell him off?
Yep.
Good.
It went on pretty late, like till 2. And then people partied, but we went back to our suite. And we did stay till the end. We were too young to go before anyone else. There's your Nan. There's John. Dance
I
with
know.
her.
So helpful. That was like a high school dancing. It looked like we were all on lines opposite each other. Was
Yeah,
that
we
like...
went in. It was part of a dance.
Yeah, okay.
And then we're putting people in the middle.
Yeah, everybody loves that.
We do.
As you can see, there was lots of dancing.
Look at Tanya.
Look at them all go.
Oh, here we go. You might get the garter to be shown. Yeah.
Oh, no, please say it ain't. So I thought we were supposed to erase that.
No. Tara gets it. I think I did a psych. We could have tailored your tux a bit better.
I was thinking the same.
It is
yeah.
now.
Well, I didn't.
Although
it's not
even
like
my dress goes
I
really
didn't go for a
hippie.
fitting, though, right? We just showed up at the rental place and took it because I was in Bermuda leading into this. So I never went for a proper fitting. It was just what they had on the
So
shelf.
unacceptable. If you were to do it now.
Hey, at the end of the day, I showed up. You know, it's reminded me, I'd forgotten because we hadn't watched this in so a while, just, you know, the looks of joy on our faces, I think, speak to, you know, how right a decision it was. It was the right time for us. It's early for many, but the right time for us. And yeah, enabled us to have, you know, the right people there that we wanted to support us. And, you know, I certainly have been remiss in telling you how beautiful the place was. I know you had a lot to do with decorating it and putting it all together. So I don't know if I've said it before, but thank you for making it such a beautiful day.
Silly. You knew it. You just might not have heard me say it.
Yeah. Well, after watching that for the first time in a while, I can honestly say I don't think there's anything I would do differently. Maybe, perhaps, having a better fitted suit jacket that looked a little out of shape. But other than that, I think I'd keep everything the same. As embarrassing as my garter retrieval skills were, it's a moment that is still laughed about, you know, over a campfire. So yeah, you know, as rosy-cheeked as I get while watching it, it was, yeah, I'd probably still do it the same way, just maybe a little shorter.
I had the Cheshire grin, he says, when I got out of the church. And I didn't realize it at the time, but it just, a weight lifted off my shoulders. It's like, it's done, okay. All the serious stuff is done. Now we can just
I've got it.
have some fun and enjoy the rest of the day, I guess. So that feeling has never really left.
There are a lot of moments in there that I had not quite forgotten, but hadn't resurfaced in a while. One particular one was, you know, bending you over when we were taking the pictures for that kiss. That was, you know, that was something that I hadn't thought about in such a long time. So it's so much fun being able to relive moments like that.
It's been a whirlwind since we got married. We moved to Bermuda, or I moved, he was already there. Like within a week after we got married, we spent 16 years there.
We went into this with such little experience, and I think we absolutely knocked it out the park. Sentimental feelings resurfaced. Obviously, there are people in that wedding who are no longer with us, so it's you know, a mixture of joy and sadness, because you get to see them again as they were in their prime, but also sad that they aren't here today. But you know, I think ultimately the joy overpowers the sadness, because we did have a beautiful day. We were able to enjoy it with them, and yeah, ultimately it's nice to have the memories with them present. I wasn't necessarily a big advocate of having a wedding videographer. Obviously, I was expecting a photographer, but I'm happy that once again, you know, my opinion was overruled, and rightfully so.
After watching it again, I still reflect on things I would have changed back then. And then since so much time has passed, we've been married 21 years, I wished I would have got my eyebrows done or my lashes, or I think I could have tweaked it better, but I wouldn't change anything. I thought it went over really well. Lots of joy, love, and appreciation for him since the first day I met him, and how we continually have grown through our lives together and have made every year better than the last.
21 years has flown by. We've had 2 beautiful kids.
I look tired.
Well, I was exhaustive. We were up late the night before, don't forget.
Mm-hmm.
Chloe, who's 19 now, and Dylan, who's 17. We've lived in several parishes in Bermuda.
We had bought 2 different homes in Bermuda.
We've moved from Bermuda and relocated to Canada.
Oh, I think the future holds so much more fun. We chose to have kids young so we could travel young.
And spent many, many exciting weeks traveling the globe, which is something we both really enjoy.
5 years ago, we decided to move back to Canada, help the kids get roots, because you need that to go to university, and there's no universities in Bermuda. So we're happy. There are 2 grown kids. We got a cottage. We've bought a house before we moved back here. What excites me, I like the unknown. We might move again in the next few years, maybe back to Bermuda, maybe somewhere new. When and where that looks, it's honestly, I don't know yet. We're still working on it, but life's still good.
Yeah, long may that continue.
Depends on our children, really.
The future is always a big question mark. We've been very lucky in so much that we have access to a lot of different options. We could always go back to Bermuda, we could travel Europe, we could stay in Canada. I mean, Canada offers a wealth of opportunities just in one country. We're very happy in Nova Scotia, so staying here is also an awesome option. Personally, I'm looking forward to not having to work so hard and being able to enjoy, I don't want to say retirement, I'm not that stage yet, but certainly being able to enjoy traveling a lot more and seeing what else is out there. Going through the pictures, reliving the memories, watching the video again, and you know, reminding ourselves of the day, but not only the day, but also the reason behind the day and what has happened since has been tremendous.
Yeah, I think you said that part very well. It has been fun. I've enjoyed our life together. I think it shows. But no, my favorite part is Ian.